on KPFK 90.7 FM. You will dig it.
And welcome to Arts in Review. This is your host, Julio Martinez, celebrating the best in live theater and cabaret in the greater Los Angeles area. Today we have two cast members from the Los Angeles premiere of Life Sucks, which is being presented by one of LA's more iconic small theaters, Interact Theater Company. So please stay tuned to Arts in Review.
Bang, bang. Bang, 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 boom, bang, 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 boom, bang, boom, bang, bang.
And yes, this is indeed Julio Martinez. I am one half of the Arts and Culture Hour here at KPFK. Arts in Review comes to you at 2, followed by Donna Walker's Pacifica Performance Showcase, and she's the producer of my show. And I love to celebrate live theater. And I have two representatives of a play that is being done by Interact Theater, which I've been associated with for close to 30 years. So I would like to introduce Mr. John Ross Bowie.
Hello.
And there, you're coming through fine on the mic.
Oh, good.
And also, my second guest is, and why am I coming to a blank? Don't tell me.
Can I introduce
Erin Pineda.
Perfect. You said it right. Thank you, Julio.
Now, Life Sucks has a broader involvement. It's actually based upon a Russian play.
Yeah, it's based on Uncle Vanya, and it takes basically the characters and most of the plot from that play and kind of hurls it into the 21st century.
But you still have all the conflicts and intrigue from Uncle Vanya.
There is a lot of love, longing, loss, and vodka, yeah.
Now, you opened last week, right?
We started previews last week. Mm-hmm. We technically open tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh.
Can we still hang out? Or?
Yeah, you can. You're not having a rehearsal tonight?
We have a preview tonight.
We have a preview tonight.
Our last preview.
And we have an early call. We got to get there at 6 so we can run a couple things. But we're up and running.
You've had some preview performances already.
Yes, we've had. It's been 3.
Yeah,
we've had 3.
How much time did you have to rehearse the play?
5 weeks.
Yeah. 4.5
to
almost 5 weeks. So we had some time, which was good.
It was great. Yeah. It was because it's it's an interesting piece of work. It's been done in a few other cities, but the writing is really interesting. It's an odd mix of sort of very conversational, but also very stylized, and it kind of goes back and forth between those two modes, which candidly made it kind of hard to memorize. Mm-hmm. Come to see the show. We're off book. I don't want to speak for you there, but I think we're...
Yeah, I'm there. I got
We're there. But it was... I was grateful for the 5 weeks. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Now, it's written by a very prestigious playwright, Aaron Posner, whose play, Stupid Blank Bird, won many awards in New York, and it's directed by your artistic director, Barry Heins.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So I'm wildly curious. The first time you got in front of an audience, were you surprised where the laughs were and weren't?
Well, what's so interesting about this play is there's some interaction with the audience, which is a little bit different. It still has the themes from Uncle Vanya, but it also has an interactive quality. So the show is different every single night. So we actually get to engage with the audience, which, changes the laugh lines every single night. So it's a fun play because you kind of don't know exactly how they're going to take it.
It's going to be wildly different every night. And then there's all the usual surprises of any scripted thing where you're like, I could have sworn that was going to get a laugh and it didn't. And then vice versa. That sense of like, oh my God, is that funny? Because it just killed. I don't know what's happening up here. So it's a really... I'm really looking forward to. I come to the theater in a great mood because I have no idea what's going to happen for the next 2 hours or so, and that's really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with your cast. I've known these people forever, especially Angie Bird.
Oh, Angie is a staple in LA theater.
Everyone you speak to, when they ask, if you talk to anybody in LA theater and you mention her name, and their eyes just light up.
I just did another play with her earlier this year, called Love and Information at NTS. So Angie is, and I've been watching Angie for, 20 years.
Yeah, I've known her for over 40. When she was a stable of Theater 40 way back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Where was Theater 40?
It's still at the Beverly Hills Playhouse.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, she's been around for a while. She's got a great story, and she is a delight to work with. She really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean the Beverly Hills Playhouse. It's on the campus of Beverly Hills High School, Theater 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Beverly Hills Playhouse is somewhere else. And you have Olivia Castano.
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce
Yes.
it? Yeah. Erin Pineda, Lily Raines, and Steve Vinovich.
Oh, yeah.
Steve's another LA theater
staple.
stalwart. He's been around, got a bunch of Broadway credits, ton of great stories. Told me an incredible Ben Vereen story the other day that I can't repeat on the radio, but man, was it worth it.
He's a character. He's amazing.
And you have live musicians.
Yeah.
DYLAN Gorenberg, who plays guitar, and MADISON LEINSTER on violin.
Yeah, and they've kind of taken the play to the next level, I think. They've really, it's just a joy to work with them. And it was Barry's idea to kind of incorporate that. That's not actually in the play, but it works so beautifully, and it's in the vein. There's like a slight ode to old Russian, music, and it just really works.
There's a
really
hint
fun.
to sort of like gypsy folk
Yes,
and
yes.
early jazz, and
Yes.
there's a lot of, you're going to hear a lot of, you're a jazz fan, you're a jazz practitioner, you're going to hear a lot of Django.
Django Reinhardt,
yeah,
yes.
you're going to hear a lot of Django in this
A lot
music.
of early 1930s fast swing, yes.
Yeah, even though it's very much a 21st century play, that kind of music from the 20s, 30s, really fast guitar work, it works perfectly. It really connects with the material.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. You have to have strong fingernails to do that. Or unless you play with a pick, yes.
I haven't noticed. I don't know if Dylan plays with it. I have to.
Dylan's hand was aching the other day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, no, he's hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
John, you've done a lot of theater locally.
Not as actually. Erin's the real theater veteran, and I've been kind of leaning on her for advice.
So nice.
I am trying to do more, and over the past few years, I got my equity card, and I've been trying to do a lot more theater, but I had sort of a backwards trajectory of working in TV before I got to work in small black box theater, and I've always felt guilty about that. So I'm trying to sort of make up for lost time, and it's been
You've
wonderful.
made up for it pretty well, though.
I appreciate that.
I would think the strike would send you more towards theater right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was sending. I was trying to do more anyway, but yeah, this was incredibly well timed. When did we audition for this? In July?
In July.
No, it was the end of June.
So it was
right as the strike, as the actor strike was about
Yep.
to start. So it was kind of perfectly timed.
Yeah, it was perfectly. So we got to focus fully on this, which has been such a gift.
You've had some good TV credits, The Big Bang Theory, Specialist.
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've been real lucky in that regard.
Erin, did you get your start in theater?
I did get my start in theater. I did a lot of, I went to school out in New York, but I didn't do theater in New York. I came out here and I mostly did theater, and then was able to, start working after a few years of doing theater here, start working in TV and film. And then been able to do both. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which has been, I love that. It's such a small world out here, the LA theater world. And the more I get involved in it, the more I just adore it. And this last year has been really fun. I've been able to do a couple shows with Antias and then interact. So it's something I continue to want to do, to be able to do both, because there's such different beasts, working in TV and film and then working in the theater world. But you really create a family, I feel like, when you do a play,
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I will never, ever not want to do that.
So what has the audience been reaction so far? You've done 2 previews, right?
Three previews, and I have to say, and I'm honestly not just saying this, it's been going over like gangbusters. The show really, really appeals to an audience. It really, I think Chekhov's hot right now. Let me say that. No, I mean it. They just did a Vanya in Pasadena last year. I did an adaptation of Platonov, which is a Chekhov deep cut. last year. My friend Whit Hertford wrote an adaptation of Platonov last year. They're doing a one-man Vanya in London right now.
Wow.
And I think for some reason people really want to watch the elites spin as an empire crumbles around them. I don't know why, and you can just feel that connection. People are just, there's these knowing chuckles that come from the audience.
Yeah, and there's something, you know, when you watch Vanya, these characters are so isolated in their despair, and they're, you know, suffering with the banality of existence. And with our play, they actually get to, they're trying to connect so much more, and they connect with the audience. And I think that's where you get to see where there's differences in it, where you actually see them connecting and not feeling alone in that sense, because the audience, you know, these are timeless themes of, you know, getting what you want and then not actually wanting what you get, or not getting what you want, and how to live with that. And I think it's that will never ever, you know, not be something that we as humans can relate to.
I think that audience participation aspect, you make a really good point, I think, because I think what distinguishes this from the original Vanya is that we are just shattering the fourth wall. And since we can't always connect with each other, we're trying to connect with the audience occasionally. And that's been really exciting.
Yeah, it's been fun because you just don't know what you're going to get. And it's different. I mean, different people on different days. I mean, that's the thing. You know, John's, we get a chance to improvise, and it's different every time.
Yeah.
Oh, you get to improvise.
Yeah, a little bit. We don't go off the rails, but a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, by necessity, because you don't know what you're going to ask the audience a question, they're going to throw you an answer, and you've got to run with that. And
in character.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Aaron and I actually met at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater several years ago, quite a few years ago.
Yes, oh God.
I've known Aaron for years. So we both, Olivia has a background in improv, Lily has a background in improv. There's a lot of improv people in the cast who also have legit theater background. So it's been really fun to play with an audience that way while still doing Chekhov.
Yeah, exactly.
My first introduction to LA was doing improv theater. I was a member of a group from the committee in San Francisco.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Cool.
We were called the Experimental Wing.
Okay.
And we toured doing the Herald, which our director Del Close invented with us.
We are the grandchildren of Del Close. No, seriously, all my teachers were Del Close's
Oh
students.
yes, I've discovered that. No matter what city I've been, there's been a Del Close-like workshop. Yeah.
Yeah. So UCB was doing Del Close stuff. We were both trained in the Herald. That's how we came up, Aaron and I. So that's crazy. So yeah, the experimental. So the committees, that's in San Francisco. That's early
60s.
Okay. Howard Hessman?
Howard Hessman.
Right.
Yes. John Beach, Julie Payne,
Right.
All the original cast. And Del Close started a workshop.
Right.
He got college students, people who were just hanging out selling dope, everyone who wanted to come in. And he had all these people, and he started doing big groups. He started working on small scenes. Then he said, look, I want a bunch of you to get on stage and just use all the techniques I've been showing you. We'll get a theme, and you start working with it. And that's how the Herald came about.
That's wonderful.
I love that.
It was wonderful to do.
Yeah.
But then my music took over, and I stopped doing that.
Okay.
Well, that's another type of improv.
Yeah.
Improvisation.
Yeah.
But the show itself, you're at the Broadwater main stage.
Yes, which used to be the Elephant.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember the Interact had its own theater here in North Hollywood. Then they lost that. And then they weren't doing things for a while. They weren't doing readings at the public library. So I'm very glad they found a stage.
Yeah, me too. And I think their plan, I'm not 100% sure, but it's moving around. But the Broadwater, we really enjoy the Broadwater.
It's
a great space, and people can go get a drink before or after. It's just a really fun, and it's been there for so many years. It's a great theater staple. Everybody knows it, and it's a beautiful stage. I mean, we've been very lucky with it.
It's really beautiful.
The Interact, I think, they did actually a fair amount of really interesting work during the pandemic. They did a couple online readings. They did and they played it very simple. They did like Doubt online,
right?
With Angie and Mark Valera in it, and things that were just very dialogue heavy that worked in an online setting. and a lot of those sort of kitchen sink dramas. And this is their first in-person production, I think, since before the pandemic.
Yes. But they've also done film. They do films and short films and stuff, so they use a lot of their members for that. They were able to work around.
Busy.
Yes, keeping it busy.
Now, you've done 3 preview performances.
Yes.
You have a preview performance tonight. I thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And you open tomorrow night. That's the Saturday, September 30th. And you're performing 8 p.m.s on Fridays and Saturdays and 3 p.m.s on Sundays.
Correct.
Exactly.
No Thursday performance.
No Thursday.
No
Okay.
Thursday.
And this is at the Broadway main stage, which is located...
Broadwater.
Yeah.
Broadwater. Broadwater main stage, 1076 Lillian Way in Los Angeles, actually Hollywood. And the play has been the winner of the 2020 Theater Alliance Award for Best Play, so it's going to be good. And to get tickets, you can go online to r.stage/life/sucks, or easier, go through Interact Theater Company's website, www.interacttheaterla.org, or you can also go to the box office and get your tickets there.
Yeah, I can't recommend just Googling Life Sucks Los Angeles, because I think that's going to take you down some dark holes.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of people remember. Now, the second half of the show, I like to concentrate on you guys.
Oh.
And, so I'm really interested, Mr. Bowie. Where did you train?
I see, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Yeah. I did not go to school to be an actor. I was an English major, and I studied to be a high school teacher.
Ah.
And I
didn't know that.
I got over a fear of public speaking by doing college radio.
Aha.
Oh.
So you're no stranger to radio. That's good.
It was a great way to speak to bunches of people that I could not see, and that got me over what was a pretty debilitating fear of getting up in front of people, which has, I think, faded for the most part.
Oh, yes.
So I taught high school for 1 year. I was about 4 or 5 years older than my students, and they broke me like a twig. And then I kind of floundered around in my 20s until I decided I wanted to be an actor, and started with improv classes, and then sort of moved on to, once I moved to LA, I started taking a lot of scene study classes, and kind of went all over the place. Studied a little bit of NTS, studied a little bit with a woman named Lisa Robertson, Karen West, a lot of different styles and approaches. I don't get too dogmatic about it. Sort of, depends on the project, depends on the director. I try to use a few different approaches to these things. But as I said earlier, I've been sort of frantically trying to catch up with my friends who do have theater degrees.
What was your first professional job?
My first professional job, my very first professional job as an actor, my first check as an actor was...
That's what I mean.
Okay, great. It's a good answer. It's a good question, actually, because it was a movie called Cradle Will Rock that was shooting in New York, directed by Tim Robbins. That was about... But I was an extra in a theater scene. However, Rob Corddry and I went in, and we were both extras in this movie. You cannot see us in the finished product. It's a really interesting movie about theater history. It's about the production of Cradle Will Rock that Orson Welles directed in the 20s in New York during the height of that first wave of probably early 30s. No, it's the Depression. Yeah, so it's early 30s, and it was the Work Progress Administration, Federal Theater.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's this audience scene where we're watching this production go on, and the cast, I got to watch, this is my first day on a real set. First time I'm getting paid to do anything acting related, and I'm watching John Turturro, Emily Watson, Hank Azaria, all these incredible people act, and getting paid, and that was my weekend. And it was just one of those watershed moments for me of this is what I want to do. Even if it's just extra work, I want to just sit here and watch these people do this. It's incredible. The movie's, Tim's not listening, is he? The movie's okay. It's got a great cast, as I've suggested. But it was such a great crash course in how they make movies, how everything works, and then to watch all these incredible actors do their thing. Vanessa Redgrave is in the scene. It was bonkers.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
I should let you know Tim Robbins is a great follower of the show. Well, that's all right.
I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. The movie doesn't quite hold together. Oh, man. I love Bob Roberts. Oh, God.
And Tim, I think, did that play at the Actors Gang before.
I think he did. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what sparked his interest, is that he had done the original, because it's a weird working class opera, and he had done it originally, and then he wanted to make a movie about how controversial the New York production was in the 30s. It's an insane cast. Bill Murray's in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I need to see this.
Oh, it's worth seeing. It's completely
Yeah,
worth, even though,
great
again,
cast.
it doesn't 100% hold together, but it's completely worth seeing.
Before I get to Erin, I want to let everyone know that Pacifica Performance Showcase follows us at 2:30, and her guest is A Midsummer Night Dream with Simon Helberg of Big Bang Theory.
Is Simon here?
No.
Oh.
Her guest, our director, Mark Turtledove, on the film Jules, starring Ben Kingsley. She's banging her head at me.
That's crazy. I know Simon.
Yeah.
I've worked with Simon.
Because I misread the top.
Oh, I see.
Her guest is director Mark Jules, and it's of the film starring Ben Kingsley.
Oh, wow.
And it's airing on LA Theater Works, airing this Sunday at 10 p.m. LA Theater Works airs every Sunday here at KPFK.
Oh, wow. Great.
So, Erin,
Yes.
now I can get to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Where did you train?
I trained, I actually, from a very, I love John Stewart because I feel like he got to live a whole other life before he went on to become a successful actor. I was always just one road since I was little. So I went to NYU to Tisch. That's where I always wanted to go. I was came from Minnesota, but I got to go to acting school there. So that's where I trained and kind of loved it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, got to be in New York City.
What was your first professional work?
Oh, God, my first professional work was probably a commercial, I think. It was I remember coming out to LA and being like, I'm going to give it 6 months. If I'm not a lead on a TV show, I'm heading home. And, like 3 years later or 4 years later, I finally got a commercial. I've been out here like 20 years, so it didn't happen in 6 months. It did not. I think I basically just got a rental car in 6 months, so that was good enough. But I did my first job was, if I remember correctly, was an Old Navy commercial, and I was flying high.
Good.
That's national.
Oh, yeah.
And that's national back
It was
when it meant
big-
something.
And when it meant something. It was
Yeah.
a huge deal back then. Oh, my gosh.
Is that how you got your SAG card?
Yes, it is. It is how I got my SAG card, doing commercial. And I definitely did some extra work, too. Oh, my gosh. I was in there.
Everybody
So-
should do extra
Oh.
work. I think it should be. I think it should be mandatory.
Oh, it was back then. I mean, I don't know what the situation is like now, but it was mesmerizing. I got to be in Shop Girl with Steve Martin and
Oh,
Claire
yeah.
Danes.
I
Got
like
to
that
watch
movie.
that. Oh yeah, and you're just a quiet fly on the wall, and no one can see you. But it's to just see how things work, and it was just amazing. I was like 22 years old, so yeah,
Now,
it's great.
you guys are opening tomorrow night in this play, Life Sucks. And is any talk about it extending, or do you have any options that way?
We have option. I don't think we can extend at the Broadwater, but just because the good news is that theater rental is picking back up, which is nice to hear.
That's nice to
The
hear.
bad news is we can't stay put. We do not have squatters' rights.
Right.
Yeah. And the
but
Broadwater is it's a theater that's always
yeah.
has something going on there, which is
It's
great.
very active during the LA Fringe
Yes.
Festival.
Yeah. There's nothing to say we can't move, I guess.
Yeah.
But we will see how this run goes.
Yeah.
It's still early days.
That is good. I have to let everyone know that they are listening to KPFK 90.7 FM, and I want to do this commercial again. The tickets are available at Interact Theater Company's website, interactla.org, or you can buy them at the box office. And it does run Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 3 p.m. And the Broadwater main stage is located at 1076 Lillian Way in Hollywood. It's the winner of the 2020 Theater Alliance Award for Best Play. So that's a great recommendation. I want to thank you both for being guests on the show.
Thank you, Julio. It's been lovely.
It's been an honor, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you 30 minutes swings by. Really.
It really
I can't believe-
does.
oh, look at that. We are done. That's amazing. Yeah,
That was
really did
quick.
fly.
I always have to give 2 minutes for Donna's going to come storming in here in a second. But I want to thank you both for being here, and I'm going to come see your play.
Great. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
In fact, I think I'm scheduled to review it, so this will be interesting.
Wow, yeah, okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I loved the original play that the previous playwright did. I hear he's had a great career, and so
Yeah, he's apparently...
Oh, yeah, that guy.
he-
Check.
Check something right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check something
Yeah.
or
So,
other.
yeah. Mostly a doctor, but made a little money on the side, a side hustle as a playwright.
yes, that's good. So anyway, not to demoan the playwright of this, Aaron Posner, and directed by Barry Heins, the artistic director of Interact Theater Company. So for KPFK, for Julio Martinez and Arts in Review, I want to thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next Friday at 2 p.m. Thank you and goodbye.
Bang, bang, bang.